Hello, everyone. It is Candice Dickinson here, and I am so excited to be sitting with the amazing Mark Jones to talk about our upcoming production of The Great American Trailer Park Musical. So, Mark, let's first talk about how this show got in this season, because it's kind of been like a long time coming, I feel like.
It has been talked about many times in the time that I've been at HART. And I did the show about 9 years ago at Asheville Community Theater and have always loved the show. So I've tried to get it brought out to this environment as well, because it is just such a fun romp through a Florida trailer park.
Exactly. Yeah, it was. I know. I feel like you told me about it before I even was in this position, and then it felt like the perfect kind of complement to the rest of this season. Just like a nice little fun blip that still is about seeing life from someone else's perspective. Like, it still absolutely is a part of this season's message, but just a really fun one. So, normally I ask the directors to like introduce themselves to our audiences and give experience, but you have been with HART
For almost 20 years.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm sure we could find your name all
that was when I
over.
started. This was my first show.
Really?
So technically next year is my 20 years. But
Aw.
yeah, this was my first show at HART in 2005.
Aw.
And there...
I'm sure it's everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, I'm everywhere, so.
Well, yes. So next, let's talk about then the show. Let's give a little synopsis for the people, because it is. It never was on Broadway. It is like a more just regionally loved show, so a lot of people may not know what it's about. So.
Yeah, so it was off Broadway, and it toured the country as well. I saw it on tour when it came to Asheville, believe it or not, to Dinah Wortham, years ago, and it's just a fun little show. It takes place in Stark, Florida, at a trailer park called Armadillo Acres. And it's just about the tenants that live in the trailer park, the friendships that they develop. And, you focus on particular people, but into this mix of, trailer park people, you have an agoraphobic housewife, you have a toll collector husband, you have three women that are kind of like the Greek chorus who one
and
of them
they're so much fun. I mean, they're constantly like breaking the fourth wall, talking to the audience, being different characters. The wigs that we have pulled for this show are ridiculous.
Yeah, and they just Betty owns the trailer park. Her friend Lynn and Pickles have their own stories that you find out. But into this mix of people, a new person arrives, and it's Pippi, a stripper on the run from an ex-boyfriend. And the way she changes the lives in the trailer park is pretty funny.
Yeah.
So yeah,
it is. It's really fun.
I can't say too much without giving away
I agree.
funny plot
You'll
points,
just have
but
to come.
it is. I laugh even after having done the show. I know the lines so well that.
Sure.
Even after seeing it so many times, I still laugh because there are so many funny moments.
The whole nightmare sequence, Great American TV show is like one of my
Jerry Springer.
So funny. Yes, it's Jerry Springer. It's so great. So let's talk a little bit about your concept for this show, visual, everything. Just what did you want to?
So, anytime I think of a trailer park, I always think of bright colors, pastels.
Yeah, especially Florida. Like you think of those Florida beach colors.
You type in trailer park in a Google search and you're going to get pinks and yellows and teals and turquoises and flamingos and flower beds and all kinds of things. So I just really wanted the show to be colorful. Yeah. Christmas lights.
Yeah. Yeah, we have 22 flamingos, pink flamingos now.
Yes, and they're all different sizes too.
Yes.
But then you have to think about what do you want? If you're doing this in the trailer park, what do you want the strip club to look like? What do you want the locations to look like? And it's just fun. It's just I wanted it to be colorful and bright and represent. I mean, because I know people are going to come to this show that are familiar with Florida and familiar with Stark. So you want to try to be as close to that, references that you can without going crazy.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and this show has really been wonderful to work on with our volunteers, because this is definitely our biggest set of the season, I think, for sure. And so we just have had all hands on deck. I mean, I know Tom has had at least 5 people helping him in the shop every day. I've had 3 to 4 painters with me every single day as well, kind of doing everything. So it's been a really wonderful experience too, to kind of get so many of our volunteers that love to be involved like that and give them something really creative.
And it seems like such a simple set because it's only 2 trailers.
Yeah.
But
the details,
the realism in those trailers, you have to make it as real as you can go.
Yeah, like you gotta find a toilet and put plants in it. You
have to
do that and put it in the front yard.
We have lots of toilets in this show.
We do. Yeah, sourcing toilets. That was another.
How many toilets can we find?
Exactly.
Can we do things with them? Oh, can we do this? Can we do that? Yeah. So yeah, it's.
That's actually a great segue into challenges that we had to face, because one of them was sourcing toilets,
yes.
But we did find them. So yeah, what other challenges have you had to face with this show and overcome?
For this one, it's just been like we have such a good time with it, and there are so many places where you can improv and add more stuff to it, because as you're saying stuff, something will pop into your head. You're like, oh, do this.
Yeah.
And so like trying to keep it on track.
Yeah.
Has been hard because it's we end up having so much fun because you start improving,
Yes.
and like, oh, this would be funny, say that.
I've totally been in those rehearsals where you're just like having the best time creating, and then all of a sudden you're like, whoa, it's 9 o'clock. Like,
well, we got
where did the rehearsal go? Yeah.
Yeah, but we have a great cast, and they are,
yeah.
The cast is amazing, and Delina Hensley has done the role before, so she's really good at reining the in character, reining in the improvs back in to get back on script.
And she plays Betty.
She plays Betty,
who's kind of that character anyway. She's the
woman in charge.
Yeah, exactly.
She's the woman in charge.
Badass Betty
from Highway 301.
That's it. Yep. I love it. Well, what is your favorite part? I'm sure there's so many you could choose from.
My favorite part is probably the song "Flush Down the Pipes."
Oh, I know. That really is.
It's the song. It's the song. I mean, not that we don't pull out the stops through the whole show.
Yeah.
With humor and how silly can we be in this moment, or how cheesy can we go? It's okay, you can't be cheesy enough.
Yeah.
But in that song, we pull out the stops.
Yeah, it is really fun.
That's when all the things that we could do that are stupid and silly, let's do them.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I saw in rehearsal the other day they like plunge.
There's a plunger. Yeah.
Plunge Ivy in the side, and it was like.
Yes.
So much fun.
There's lots of moments where we're just like, okay, we can't be stupid enough. Let's do this.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, let's do that. Yes, that was funny. You may have just said, let's do it, but it's funny. Let's do it. Keep it.
Yeah.
Keep it. Yeah, it's been one of those, like, oh, no, you can't be cheesy enough.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, go bigger.
Go bigger.
Go bigger.
Any show that you're, like, breaking the fourth wall like that, too, and being different characters is just, like...
And we love audience participation, too.
Yeah.
I mean, this show, the 3 women do break the fourth wall, and they do talk to the audience, and...
Don't worry, no one gets pulled on stage.
No,
I know
no,
people
no,
are like, I'm not going.
No,
nothing like that.
But I do hope that it does lend itself to. Sometimes there's a dialogue that happens back and forth.
Oh, I'm sure we're gonna get some cheeky, cheeky audience members.
Because I know when on Off Broadway, when they did it off Broadway, they did the opening number and 3 people were late. Audience members were.
Oh gosh.
And so they let them in after the first song, like Broadway does. They came in. So as they were coming in, they happened to be sitting on the front row.
Oh no.
And of course, Betty drew attention to the fact that they were late.
Oh my god.
And she's like, and you missed this. And Dolly Parton sang the opening number, but that's okay. She's like, I know how hard it is to park your trailer in New York City. And it was just funny. So she like broke that fourth wall and really improv'd with these people. And it's like, I'm hoping we get some of those moments.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure we will.
So we got all kinds of stuff, snacks and stuff. It's going to be fun.
Right. Well, I can't imagine that anyone doesn't want to come to this show at this point, but let's bring it home for the people. Why should they come see our production of Trailer Park Musical?
Oh my gosh. You are going to laugh so hard. And we really need that in today's times. I mean, you don't have to think about this show. You just come, get your beer, get your soda, get your snack, sit down and be prepared to have a great time. I call it it's a hoot and a half.
It really is.
I
mean, it is. It's one of those shows where like there's like every other line is a laugh line. You know what I mean? There's so many jokes. There's just so much like bum. I think there are literally
there are little of those in the show.
And we do have a live band for this show, which is always exciting. Yeah, we got guitar, bass, drums, keyboard. They'll be on the stage. You're gonna see them a little bit. They are behind the trailers, but you'll hear them.
They're there.
Yeah, exactly. And that's always exciting too, you know, that. And the music is so like, it is really like kind of rock inspired, disco inspired.
There's everything.
There's kind of everything.
There's ballads,
Country
there's country
yeah.
moments. And the writers, I mean, the lyrics are pretty ingenious in some
Yeah.
places. They've
Yeah,
done
they
some
really
really fun, creative lyrics
Rhymes,
and
too.
rhymes,
Yeah, very
and
interesting.
the songs are catchy. I mean,
Yeah,
like
I know I've been having, now I have flashed with Love's been flushed.
Yeah.
Like now I have that in
Yeah.
my head now.
and it's just a matter of, you know, all the references, especially if you're, you know,
A Floridian.
Floridian or an older crowd, you'll get so many jokes, especially during Flush Down the Pipe. She
Yeah.
talks about so many things that
Rivers, help me please.
Joan Rivers, Mr. Clean,
Yeah, exactly.
you know, Tiny Bowl Man, you know, like all these things that, like, one of my cast members is 22,
Yeah.
and so she's like Googling these things because she doesn't know any of these references.
Yeah,
I'm
of
like,
course.
yeah, those are real things. We even have a moment that we actually, Tom and I, set designer, were just talking about it. There's a reference to a McDonald's character.
Oh,
in
yeah,
the
yeah,
show.
yeah.
And it's like, I don't want to say it because it's funny. It comes out of nowhere, and you're like, oh. And you only get it if you are from the era of the McDonald's characters, like Grimace and
Yeah,
all those, you know, yeah. So
Yeah, I know. The things that you sent me to order on Amazon, I was just like, okay.
can we get this? Can we order?
We just brought a alligator floaty today.
Yes. We have beer floating in little floaties on the pool. You know?
Yeah, we have a pool.
Yeah,
For the, you know,
we have a pool now.
I know. I can't wait to take a dip. All right. Well, I know I could talk to you all day about this show, but y'all just have to come and see it for yourself, and so you can talk about it nonstop. You're gonna want to come more than once. I promise you.
Yep.
So get your tickets now. It is August 30th through September 22nd. I was about to say that backwards. Tickets, of course, are available now, so we will see you there, y'all. We can't wait. Bye.